Who the boss, bitch?
Who they mad at?
Who the bad bitch? I told you who the bad bitch. Pop the champagne, I'm that nigga. Blow up your spot, hoe, take 6 figures. Sex good, girl, how you figure? A rock star can't take your nigga. A bad bitch, here I came with a plan, and I air this bitch out with my dick in my hand. With your nigga screaming out in the stands. No need to be cocky and your bitch is a fan. Listen, babe, I get shit poppin' just right. The flyest nigga walking, keep bread, catch flights. Party all night, rock that bitch just right. Knocking hating ass bitches out on sight. Let it be known, ho, stay in your lane, cause you know Lil Daddy came to hit with the pain. And remember, if we doing this for fame, put your cash on case, stop fucking with lames. Who the boss, bitch? Who on that fly shit? Who got the switch, bitch? Yeah. I told you that I came to set it off. I'ma take the game by the neck at any cost. Wanna talk slick trick, bitch, get tossed.
Welcome to the Set It Off ATL Pilot Season Reunion. I'm your host for today, Auntie Carell from Minority Report Podcast. And before we get into the nitty gritty, we're gonna give you a quick recap of the season.
Bitch, why the fan favorite to Set It Off?
Girl, there was a rat running out there.
A whole rat.
Yeah, a whole rat.
Oh, hell no. What the fuck? Oh. This is wrong. Everybody in the world to see. He had 3 comments.
You're doing shit that people wants to do. Like, wait, you know how many people out here were acting for the DQ?
I work there.
Where you better learn from? Okay, that's where I learned from.
Back on the record, let's do a double take.
Now listen, baby, I'm a dirtbag. I don't know that.
You need to lead with that. Because you come off with the attitude, and then if I snatch you by your throat, then I'm
We're
right.
gonna have a conversation like a man.
Email me.
You're not gonna know, baby. I'm not gonna email you because you're scary.
You got the nigga like
I'm not doing hair.
I know I'm good at what I do.
Okay, so let me ask you.
I never had
How
complaints.
did he get you?
As I got older.
It took everything in me to snatch that bitch by them point-toe ass shoes, that big ass hat, and them tight ass jeans she had on right where she stood at.
It's like everything that we've been filming is pointless. Everything.
Oh. You got an invite.
I didn't know nothing about it. If I had known it was a time I could go, I would have went and supported it.
I am honored and humbled to be sitting here with the cast of Set It Off ATL, the pilot season. And you might notice already we're missing one member, so we'll get to that. But first we have, I call him Deacon Papa Smurf, but we got Papa Smurf over here, Enrique. We have Rodney. We have Terrance. We have Quon, hit him with the Quon. And we have BLAQ. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Great.
Blessing, how
How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, I cannot complain, and I'm looking forward to chatting and seeing what's going on since the end of the season. And hopefully, I'm not a bodyguard. That's not my ministry. But we'll get to the bottom of everything.
Well, people should be for sure here.
Love it. Love it.
So much here too, so it's okay.
It's starting already, y'all. But before we get in there, we wanted to, obviously, there's an elephant in the room. There's one cast member that isn't here, so we did want to read a statement that he did put out.
Girl.
It does say, supporters, blogs, family, and friends. Thanks for all the support during the pilot season of Set It Off ATL. As you may know, the reunion is coming up, and with deep thought and prayer, my therapist and I have decided it's best for me to decline the invite and not attend. I promise you will see me very, very soon. Best, Doris Martez.
Wish him well.
And we already see a lot of the size and the women around.
I wish you the best.
Wish him well.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.
What was that? What happened?
Congratulations.
Nobody.
Oh,
I hope he does well.
so how are you feeling? Do you wish he was here?
I do.
Okay.
Because I need him to own up to some of the things that he did and
Okay.
didn't do. And for us to be able to talk to him and say, why did you do X, Y, and Z? And to offer me to tell him, hey, you didn't allow me to give you the benefit of the doubt, to at least see where this all was conjuring from. That's just me. I can't speak for anybody else.
50 Cent.
I do wish he was here, because I feel like you started it. You should finish it. And I feel like it's cowardly not to be here.
BLAQ.
I mean, I do. I wish he was here, but I wish him the best. I wish him nothing but the best.
Quon.
I just wish he was here to speak his mind and just give his 2 cents on everything that transpired. But like everyone said, wish him the best.
Papa, you said you good?
Yeah.
And why so?
As I've stated several times before, I don't give people like that energy. So you're not here. You're not existent to me. So there's no need to even address you. So I'm good.
There we have it.
I love his beard, man. You get
The salt and pepper.
Yeah.
It's just sore, but a little bit.
Salt and peppers in. And you gentlemen are looking nice. I love the train over here. You got a little glitter glamour. Come on here with all the white and everything. I'm here for it. And I'm wearing the black and white to stay neutral. There we go.
And then you have been very much.
You've been very neutral.
Exactly.
Right? I want you to know that you've been fair.
I appreciate that. But unfortunately, Norris isn't here. And honestly, a lot of the season and the undertones are based around what happened at your restaurant. So going back to that day, it was you three, right?
Yes.
And Norris, and the whole conversation was based around your Instagram story. So what was on this story that created this rift that lasted the entire season?
So I did. It was actually on one of my posts. I did a reel. And during that time, the Busted Challenge was very popular. So I had just started back dating because I had got out of a bad relationship or whatever. So I was just trying to, date, do a little thing or whatever. And the guy thought it was a good idea for us to do the Busted Challenge. So that's what I posted. And honestly, looking back on it, I feel like if Norris would have brought it to their attention in a different tone, then it wouldn't have been such of an issue. But the fact that he was my friend and it seemed like he was trying to be messy, that's what made me offended by the situation. So, yeah, it wasn't nothing really that serious, but of course, you're my friend.
Right. And so is he your assistant? Is he your manager? That was another thing throughout the season.
He was my assistant. And he actually offered to be my assistant.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I do have a question about that. Now, did he ask to assist you with one thing, or did he really say you want to be your assistant for the whole season?
No, he was just supposed to assist me with one thing. And during that time, we were still in the process of getting ready for that event. So that's why he was still labeled as my assistant.
Okay.
And so during that same little situation, we did see Enrique. You called BLAQ while you guys were looking at the whole busted down situation. Do you feel you might have contributed at all to the whole disruption between the two? Since it didn't allow Norris to get an opportunity to potentially call him?
So, I will agree with you that because I did call him, so I put him on the phone. But it was because I can't do the fake stuff. So being as though he was being addressed, and I do consider him to be one of my children, I wanted to address it while it was being addressed to me. And that's why I called him, because as I said in the on that day, BLAQ tells me a lot of things. And we had literally just talked, and he never told me about this particular guy. So I'm like, well, hold on, you busting it down, you ain't told me? Because we had a whole hour conversation, and I was in my backyard, I remember the whole conversation. So I just wanted to know what was going on. But I don't have a problem with what Norris did. Like we've all said, it's just how he brought it to us. So I think that had he said, well, I can't even figure out a calmer way or a better way to say it, but I just felt, well, okay. His undertone is messy, period. That point blank.
Right.
And being the age that I am, I recognize that. So his undertone is messy. So everything that happens in his presence is of malice. And so I just wanted to find out from him. But again, we were recording, so it's like, well, let me get to the bottom of this while he's bringing it up on film. Let me get to the bottom of it on film so that people can know BLAQ side of the story.
Right. Interesting. Okay, now. Do you feel, and I'll say this to Quon maybe because you weren't there that day, do you feel for Norris it is a missed opportunity? Because he actually had an interesting story from like some of the deleted scenes. You feel it's a missed opportunity on his end, and obviously he's not here to stick up for himself, to possibly potentially show him as a gay dad and things like that.
I definitely think it was a missed opportunity for him. One, to clear up that whole situation itself. He does have a unique story, being a gay dad. BLAQ is one as well as my father. But it's just like your particular your aspect of it. Like what is behind you? What makes you you? Why are you here? You know, so I feel like it was a missed opportunity. He could have went a different route, so it looked more positive. Would have been more positive for him.
It was just weird coming from him.
Story.
You know, I just felt like, and I always say this, like, I can see if we did it. Well, let me see. He did it.
Right.
But, like, this was his friend.
Yeah.
And then this somebody you call your best friend, why your best friend wasn't doing that to you.
Ooh.
I mean, y'all did. You said it.
No, I didn't.
So-
I said we were friends. We weren't
Well,
best
friend, best friend, either way it
It's a
goes.
difference.
It was weird that your friend did it and y'all no longer friends right now.
Yeah, it's a difference.
How long had you known Norris? How did Norris and you become friends initially?
Norris actually was introduced to me during filming. Actually, when we got ready to do the promo shoot the first time for Set It Off. That's how I met Norris. He was doing our makeup. So after that, after I met him, basically it was through Brandon, the executive producer. That's how I met him.
Okay.
But we kind of kindled a friendship just because Norris is goofy and he's funny as hell. And I love having people around me who just like to laugh and, you know, who's entertaining. So that's how we, you know, kindled a friendship.
Okay. If you were there that day, would the whole situation been different?
It would have been completely different.
How so?
And if he would have, I feel like Norris would not have brought it up because, mind you, I had just got off the phone with Norris prior to him meeting with them. So when he called me, it was like, looking back at it, it was like you was setting up to be messy. Because he called me, he was like, "BLAQ, are you gonna be here?" I was like, well, me and the dude I was dating at the time, we were headed to Dublin to actually see my mama take her some furniture. So he was like, "Okay, cool, safe travels," hung up the phone. Then I know probably about an hour later, I'm getting a call from my dad telling me this messy stuff. So I think he was just setting it up. He knew I wasn't gonna be there. If I was there, it wouldn't have been like that.
And I guess maybe last question, because I know Norris ain't here and y'all don't want it to always be about
Sure,
Norris.
hell no.
But
We should have asked.
You should have been here.
do you feel, since you put it out on social media, like, and I get the messy part of it, because you had mentioned like you like to separate like the job and things like that with your personal life. Do you feel that you kind of put yourself out there by putting your personal life on social?
I didn't mind. It wasn't the fact of me putting my personal life on there. It was the fact that it came from him.
Got it.
You knew I went through a hard breakup. I was in a relationship where I couldn't be seen with my dude at all. He was there for 7 months. So I'm trying to date and I'm enjoying what I got, but you try to be messy with him. You my friend. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else would have did it, they'd be like, "Y'all seen BLAQ Busted Challenge? It was cute," or saying something like that. Or, "Child, you shouldn't have did that." Like I would have been like, "Okay, they just talking shit. I know these people." But for you to do it like that, and then you said, "Oh, he's always with somebody," man, wait, bitch. Because you don't have a man. You never have. I've never known for you to have one. So why would you say that he's with somebody's man? Like, come on, bro. Why would you do that?
Well, there you have it on Norris. So anything else on Norris? Or forever hold your peace.
We have a trash can.
I do want to clear this up because Rodney made mention several times that I condone BLAQ and didn't condone Norris. The problem that I have with Norris was not what he did, it was what he did in his confessionals trying to come at me with my restaurant. So I want people to understand that it is not because of the situation that happened with BLAQ that I was upset. It was because we literally were talking about trying to get him an LLC and all that stuff for his stuff for his kids.
We always trying to
Right,
help him,
and I was
but
trying
this
to be
thing
very
is just
proactive with him, and for him
unfortunate.
to do what he did, I was like, okay, well, that's why I don't speak on him. I'm gonna distance myself from you because that's the kind of person you are. I can't. I'm just,
But it's not. You don't think it could be forgiven, honestly?
Well, you would have to be present.
Okay, and that's enough said.
Let's
Let's move on.
And you can't help the help, basically.
So, okay, I know we said final Norris. That's an interesting piece you just brought up. So there was additional items or additional situations for you and Norris, and that's the reason why you've kind of stepped out from.
Yeah, because he when he was at the restaurant, he said, "Papa, I want what you got. I want you to teach me how to get a restaurant. I want to," and I said, "Well, you know what? Call me and we'll talk." We were literally supposed to sit down and have a conversation, but then when you get in your confessionals, you start trying to speak against my restaurant in a negative way, and regardless of how it goes, what I got, what it is, it's still 5 years. January will be 6 years, and you still ain't got nothing. You have no brand that I can attack, but you tried to attack my brand.
Right.
So that's why I decided to
distance yourself.
Well, he's still coming soon.
One thing I did enjoy seeing as a person within the LGBTQIA plus community and a black man was seeing the stories around your brands and your businesses. So you just mentioned your business. What is your business?
My business is Old School Flavor. It is a restaurant in Stone Mountain. So if you want some delicious food, please come see me. Open Wednesday through Sunday. No, don't. Come on, see.
Go ahead. Insert that commercial right now. Commercial for me.
Insert commercial here.
Sick time, that means it's good. It is
And
good.
you've eaten that more than 3
Yes,
times.
it's good. It's really good.
And so, how important was it for you this season to show your restaurant?
Okay, so to go back, as I said, I initially was never supposed to be an actual cast member. I was just the person that people were supposed to come to for advice, being a confidant, and all of those things. So when I stepped up to the plate to become an actual aid cast member, I knew then that being the older person of the LGBTQIA, elemental P, LGBT.
That part, the alphabet mafia.
No, I said it all the time. But I knew that I wanted to showcase, and I've always wanted it showcased where there was positivity in the community, and you could show structure and show people being vibrant and having actual businesses not being so cutthroat and being messy, because that gets overshadowed. But your businesses get overshadowed by the messiness. So I wanted to, once I decided to come on as a cast member, I decided that I wanted to showcase that. So I wanted my restaurant to be shown, because it is Alphabet owned by me and the mother of my last 2 kids, since he said that was my ex-wife. It's not my ex-wife. We just have to together.
Oh.
Yes, and he knew that. That's why I said why he was trying to be messy. Yeah.
Okay, now.
But I wanted to be shown because there are a lot of thriving Alphabet businesses out here. I say Alphabet, yeah, that people need to support. And the one thing that we in the gay community lack luster on is the fact that we're black and we're gay. So we have a double entendre going on with us. And we don't want to support black, and then we damn sure don't want to support black gay. And I feel like there's enough room at the top for everybody. So I wanted to showcase the positive side of that. So I'm glad the restaurant was shown in season 2. You'll get to see some elevation going on.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
If COVID don't that variant, it's kicking in. We're gonna pray against it. Yes.
And that's another thing too. How was it filming this season during COVID?
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I didn't want to be around none of these numbers.
I was just about to say what the heck you was about to say. I didn't want to be around.
It was weird.
Right.
I because I just didn't want to be put myself in risk. But I stepped up to the plate. I was like, all right, let me take one for the team and let's just rock out what I got out.
I think we actually went to Houston during COVID, and we
Miami.
coming back. We went to Miami. We went to Houston.
You was busting it open in Miami.
I sure the fuck was. So then we came back. When we came back, I think I caught COVID like 2 weeks after we came back. So it was definitely weird, and it put really it was weird, but it helped also because I started my business, and well, I got my LLC. It been started, but I got my LLC, and I think I started grinding more during COVID too. So it was kind of like a push for me.
Yeah.
You know, it was a big push.
And we saw during COVID you having your book released and everything like that. How did it feel, A, to have some of the cast members show up, but then how did it feel for some not to show up?
Honestly, I didn't really. Well, it bothered me with Norris.
Okay.
I would say that because Norris, like with
That name again.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, it was an undercurrent of the
Enrique
season.
said like he really asked to like. You know what? Because I don't mind showing anyone anything. Because someone showed me, I don't know all the answers, but I know how to get you there. You know, so like I'm just like, you didn't show up because of what? Like, what was your reasoning? And it was just very petty. And I'm just like, you asked to do stuff. You asked for help. You asked to get experience and things, and you were a no-show. And just doing it with COVID, I was, blessed to be amongst people who I looked up to, like I love Zane. I've been reading Zane since 2008. And, and just to be on the same platform with her and able to speak with her. And, she wrote in my book a long message. Like, we still talk now. Like, there's somebody I talk to and, like, build a relationship with, like, a lot of people, like Miss Shaw, Neo ex-wife. Like, it's cool, and I'm appreciative.
How did you feel in the confessionals when Quon was, y'all all got little throwing palm trees, by the way, and y'all all little, woo. But it was interesting when Quon was like, your little 3-page book. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then, obviously you were supportive, but did you feel any kind of way when people were saying that? Because there were a couple jabs throughout that episode.
It was cute to me, you know. Like it's out there, it's being sold. So where's 3 page, 1 page, people buying it. So it didn't stop anything. Like, and I know Quon. That's just how Quon is. Yeah. So like, it didn't really. I wasn't like, ooh, bitch. You know, like I didn't care.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Quon, Mr. Thick Filet over here, with your personal bodybuilding and training and everything like that. So it was interesting, it's something maybe that I just picked up and I don't know the whole situation. It looked like you were kind of like in and out during the season. Like you mentioned Houston, things like that. So how's your business going? How's the personal training going first?
Body by Legend is still good. I took a break, but I actually took a step back from it because of COVID when everything started picking up very, very heavy. Okay. So, but yeah, a lot of things, we had some stuff happen that things weren't being able to be shown. So yes. But yes.
And then also you were doing brand ambassadorship and things like that. You saw that in an episode.
Model, yes.
Ooh, I got some questions. Actually, I'm just going to hit on that question. I know I'm skipping to a couple episodes later. How were you feeling? Because it seemed like Papa Smurf was the only one that showed up that day. And obviously another thing is Norris again.
Right.
He seems to be a common denominator. But why were you in feelings? Even though I understand why. And did that kind of put any more rift within the group because you expected more people to show up while you were doing that?
I wouldn't say it caused a rift. Pretty much because Papa Smurf, he wasn't even supposed to be there. He just so happened to get the word. I had only invited Norris and I had invited BLAQ.
Right.
The reason why I took it so personal to me at that moment in time because that's actually when I brought my transition back into the group setting. So I had been gone for a couple months, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like gone to Houston, came back, and I thought everything was a done deal. Everything was a wrap. Right. And when I come back, I'm like, okay, so we're still filming? Okay, cool. So let me try to get something together. So I was like, okay, when BLAQ didn't show up, BLAQ told me the reason why he didn't show up. But Norris, his COVID symptoms excuse was just like, it is what it is. But after, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why I was in my feelings because it was me coming back to, trying to befriend everybody, come back into the mix, and I'm like, okay, so let me try to pick up where I left off because I don't know where to begin. So yeah.
Terrance, how hard was it to befriend this group?
Hard. The only person I knew was Enrique.
Okay.
And even to this day, Enrique and I are still building our friendship and figuring out the dynamics. But it was very hard because I'm not a person that easily opens up to people. I am a person, I keep a wall up, as people saw when we had our brunch. I do, because I've been hurt too many times by family members, by people who were supposed to be my friends, by people who were very close to me, lovers that I had that fucked me over and all that type of stuff. So for me, I'm the only one who can protect myself. I'm an only child, so I've always had to defend myself. I always had to keep my guard up. I always had to save my heart. And it's hard to try to maneuver and try to open yourself up to new people that you don't know what their motives are, you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know what their intentions are. So yeah, it was very hard to open up and try to befriend the group. Absolutely.
Do you still consider them castmates, associates?
I still consider them castmates outside of Enrique. Yes, I still consider them castmates.
Do you all kind of just consider each other castmates, or let's say BLAQ?
Oh.
Oh shit.
I'm good.
Are they castmates, associates, or friends?
I'm good. I'm just not even going. In the space that I'm in right now, I don't even want to answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Quon, you let out a nice little laugh. What were you thinking?
There's so much that needs to be said, but I'm sure we're gonna cover a lot of things. Yeah, we're gonna get into throughout the thing. Yeah,
get all the way into it.
All the way.
But yes, but
deep down in the dirt, in the grind.
Well, let's get deep down in the dirt and the grind then, because
I love everybody.
Rodney, what you think?
I would say this: I really don't have an issue with anyone, but when you come from I want to respond. Like, I don't bother people. I don't get on the ground and talk about people. My Instagram is very much free. It's not on there to dig at people. I don't do that. So I actually do shit outside this. I really do.
Who else does?
So
do you feel people were attacking you on purpose? Like, what do you think is the intent behind this?
I felt like when people speak the truth, people can't handle it and it hurts and it makes them lash out. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, I don't understand that you're wrong.
Right.
So why lash out when you're wrong? Like, I can see if I purposely did something to you and it was the other way around, how would you feel?
We'll put an address on it.
deep down in the dirt and the grind,
The ocean,
then,
baby.
because
I love everybody.
Rodney, what you think? You
I
got
would
something
say
in
this.
your
I
face.
really don't have an issue with anyone, but when you come from I want to respond. Like, I don't bother people. I don't get on the gram and talk about people. My Instagram is very much free. It's not on there to dig at people. I don't do that. So, I mean, I actually do shit outside this. I really do.
Who else does that?
You know, so.
Do you feel people were attacking you on purpose? Like, what do you think is the intent behind
I
this?
felt like
what
when
you're feeling?
people speak the truth, people can't handle it and it hurts and it makes them lash out. You know, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, I don't understand that you're wrong.
Right.
So why lash out when you're wrong? Like, I can see if I purposely did something to you and it was the other way around, how would you feel?
Put
Like,
an address on it.
like, I just don't. You. Like, it's real. Like, I'm just, okay. But, like, it's just like, you did it. You know, I thought we were going to talk about it later on, so I don't want to give too much shit. But, like, you did it. Like,
Oh, man, shit.
I don't get shit.
Might as well hit on it.
Who
So
did
it sounds like at least what you're implying is the situation of BLAQ's audio recording.
Yeah.
And so let's even back up before that. So BLAQ, the whole audio recording, because if you've seen the season, you were mentioning that it was because the show was boring, that like they were showing too much of their lives, et cetera, et cetera.
So
Where did the initial thought or the seed of let me just record, even though we're not recording production right now?
okay,
Where does that
mind
come through from?
Mind you, we've been filming this for 3 years.
Right.
When they quit, me and Quon was still here. So if me and Quon were still here, keeping this shit going, this probably would not have happened because Brandon was ready to give up. And me as Brandon's friend at that time, me and Brandon used to have countless talks about how boring things was going, how everything was like, what are we watching? What's going on? So basically, mind you, we were filming this whole season for 3 years. He was practically becoming a mogul. He just bought a home. It was a lot of stuff that y'all still didn't even see. I broke the fourth wall. And I was like, production is like, this shit is boring. Like, don't nobody want to sit around and just watch us talking all day. Because that's what we were doing. So, when it happened, I wasn't just thinking. And true, it was wrong because I disrespected his home. And I owned that. That's why I apologized. Mm-hmm. I took accountability by apologizing. I owned that. It was wrong. But my thing was, I wanted every last person who's on this platform right now to be seen in the best light that they could because people like drama. People like
That's
drama.
not your place to do. If production.
Let me
that way, you
finish.
should've came
Let me
to us and
finish.
say
Let me
something. That wasn't
finish.
your place to
Let me
do that.
finish. Let me finish. Like I said, we had numerous conversations about all this boring and all that stuff like that. Set it off was like survival. We didn't know who was gonna quit next.
That's very true.
We didn't know who was gonna quit next. Rodney storms off like a white woman because he upset. He want to quit. The first time he quit. Terrance came later on. Like it was boring.
Wait, that ain't
we didn't
why
have
I
nothing.
left the first
I didn't say why you left the first time because
okay.
it's not gonna be spoke on. You can speak on that. I'm not gonna speak on it because I didn't know.
You can say I
But,
stormed off. So
yeah,
from
what I saw, that's what Rodney does. He storms off like a white woman. It's funny. It's cool. Whatever. That's his thing. But my thing was, I was like, okay, Brandon, we got such going on or whatever like that. Let's spice it up a little bit. And that's what we did. That's what we tried to do. Of course, it was an epic fail because I ended up hurting Terrance in the end, which I apologize for because me and production thought it was going to be like funny. We thought everybody was going to laugh. We done seen the situation, the storyline on TV before. Mm-hmm. So we thought, okay, it's going to be funny. They're going to laugh about it. But he was hurt by it. Right. So I apologized. And I was so sincere about my apology. The thing is, you keep bringing it back up over and over again, talking about take accountability. What the fuck do you expect me to do? If I apologize, it's me taking accountability. Let it go.
I think, at least from my perspective of a viewer, I think a lot of it is you might have taken the time to talk to Terrance because we saw the whole Piedmont Park scene, but the next scene we saw the whole kind of party between all you all and Rodney. It would have been cool to be like, you know what, let me give Rodney potentially the same smoke or the same opportunity.
I reached out to Rodney.
Okay.
Rodney canceled on me.
Gotcha.
Rodney told me I would get back with you because we went to Vortex. We were supposed to have a meeting at Vortex.
Let's be clear.
And I'll get to you.
I did that because I heard he went to Bam, Bam, and I'm like, damn, what about me?
And I called Rodney. Me and Rodney had a conversation on FaceTime because I was riding with Brandon. I remember the day like it was yesterday.
Yeah, y'all
was riding and we was going to Vortex. I said, Rodney, come out, come, I had them text him or something like that, but when we was on the when we was having the conversation on the phone, I was like, come out, let's go to Vortex, eat or whatever like that. I want to talk to you. I want to clear this up. Rodney never showed it.
But I had to reach out to you first.
Rodney said, even though he did have to reach out to me, but in that sense, I was like, okay, let's talk about it. At that point, let's talk about it. Rodney reached out to me, but he also canceled on me. Then, never heard anything else from Rodney. What you expect me to do? Keep reaching out to you? Girl, I already apologized for the situation. I did it in his house, not yours.
But I was there, BLAQ.
So
like the thing is, let me say, Squirrel.
Yeah.
People that shared things cast me out would never repeat because I respect for nothing. When you told me something, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether I don't like you today, you told me something confident, it's not repeatable because like this is the person I am. So just because I was on the recording, you did it when I was there. Anybody was there for some way, it's on an apology.
The thing is, you make everything about you.
I do not.
Let me finish. I don't. You make everything about you. And the thing about it was, I understood exactly why he was hurt because it was done in his home. But we talked. And I told you, Rodney, meet me. You canceled on me. So therefore, if you told me the last conversation I had with you, you said, BLAQ, I will let you know. You never let me know. When you said I will let you know,
Did you know what's going on in my personal life, though?
That's fine. So you ain't got no reason to be. Why you mad and depressed about an apology if you got a personal issue?
I wanted one because I was there.
Bitch, I
was there.
You said you was going to.
I was there. I was there. I don't care about nobody else. I was there. My voice was there recording.
It was, but you said BLAQ.
Don't do that.
You said BLAQ.
If I did that to you, wouldn't like it. You would not have liked that.
You said BLAQ, I will let you know. You missing the miscommunication.
And I get that. And I said
you never let me know.
And we talked in his house.
So why we still talking about it?
The reason we're here now because you got mad at the comments of a viewer.
I got mad because you turned up in the damn confessional.
I told you I did, girl. What are you talking about?
You turned up in the confessional.
We talk all the time.
You did. Let me finish.
Both of us told you.
Thank you.
First off, this is the problem. This is the problem that I have. Every time I start talking, somebody always talking.
Like that ain't true.
Don't do that.
Don't create that narrative. But let's get back to the original.
Somebody's always talking.
Because you've been talking for a good 15 minutes now.
And as I fucking should, because I'm explaining myself.
We told you we said our confession. It ain't our fault that you said it.
You did.
It ain't our fault that you said it.
You did
we told you that we went in our confession
about
it.
Let me finish.
Exclamation.
Let me finish. You can have as many.
You had 15 goddamn minutes.
This motherfucker.
You had 15 goddamn minutes.
My point is,
okay,
let me finish.
Come on.
We told your ass.
Let me finish.
Y'all said we went in our confession.
I can't talk.
Because you've been talking for 15 minutes.
Bitch, and I can.
And I went into that. And I went into that.
And what?
And what?
The fuck?
The fuck?
My thing is...
Gentlemen, hold on. Before we go, let me get in here real quick.
You said I don't keep it 100. I'm keeping it motherfucking 100.
Bitch, I never said you didn't keep it 100.
You said it in the goddamn
Quit talking to me.
You said it in the
Quit
goddamn
talking to me.
I'm going to talk to whatever I feel like
Stop
talking
talking to me.
BLAQ.
I can talk whatever I feel like talking about.
Terrance and BLAQ.
Stop talking to me.
What?
That's what you can do.
What?
Think that you about to fight somebody?
Who?
Sit there with
I'm not finna do anything. I want an opportunity to talk and explain myself. This man asked me a question.
And I'm
Let me explain. He's talking over me and you too.
It's wrong what you just said.
First
So
off,
here's time out. Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on.
I wasn't even done.
But here's the thing. No one's going to hear anything out of it, and nothing's going to get solved. So hold on. You don't have to talk over me, too.
I'm sorry. Shit.
So the yelling and everything back up. We want to get you on the camera, too. No, it's all good.
That did something to me.
Absolutely. It's a trigger. It's a trigger.
And y'all ain't even let me explain.
But here's the thing. Like, I think... Obviously, there's triggers, and everyone's still kind of sensitive about it because you two definitely felt violated. And I think that's the accountability that I don't think you're quite hearing yet, because I think you're still kind of putting the show above the accountability of how they're feeling. So we also know you're feeling a way because you felt like you were putting yourself out there to make it a right situation, and whatever was going on, he backed out. It is what it is, which kind of made you feel a way. Is that what I'm gathering?
No. So, when he dropped the ball, I was waiting for Rodney to reach back out to me to have that conversation.
But maybe he was still in his feelings,
if he was going through something, that's fine.
Yeah.
My thing is, when they did get in their confessions, they did turn up. They did explain, like, BLAQ, we did do X, Y, Z, but it was brought up again. At the Christmas party. It was brought up again.
We were ending the show.
Can I finish talking?
You've been talking for 15 minutes.
He asking me questions. He asking me questions.
Damn. I said that in my goddamn confession.
He asked me questions. Can he ask me questions, please? And let me answer.
So we got the apology and all that stuff, and you guys seemingly were on a good term. So where is the disconnect now for you?
The disconnect is when we did the review for the last scene, the last episode. He went in and called me out my name 3 times. This nigga got my goddamn number. If he felt some kind of way, he could have called me.
Right.
But he went and called me out my name 3 times. That's what we're doing for somebody that wants to be friends with me.
You know why?
Really?
You know why?
Really? And I was man enough to tell you that I went in on my confessions? Like, dude, who are you to tell me when I need to get over something? You can't depict that on nobody. They gonna get over it when they're ready to get over it. We talked about it because it's a goddamn show. And we did it in the last episode because we were wrapping up the goddamn season. We talked about it at the brunch, sir. You were there.
Y'all are saying that my thing is, you asked me the question about the accountability.
Right.
I took accountability. I apologize for it.
How does the accountability, at least from outside, look like for Rodney? We saw the Terrance part, right? And we saw kind of the conversation at there was something in the garage, I think at your home.
My house.
Yeah.
So if he's telling a lot of things about when someone's hurt is if someone's telling you they're hurt and don't feel like they heard the thing, even as much as you feel like you're saying sorry, you need to maybe find it in a way that he's able to receive it. If there's not that disconnect.
I understand that. My thing was, again, going back to him reaching out to me. He told me, BLAQ, I will get back to you. Every last one of us are business owners. We got stuff going on.
Right.
I have a busy life. I have 3 kids. I have a lot of stuff going on. So after he told me he was going to reach out to me, I expected Rodney to reach out to me. My thing was, with the situation, it kept being brought back up. Terrance messaged in a group, even though I wasn't coming to his Christmas party because I had other stuff going on. Terrance messaged in the group, we're going to pat you down at the reunion. We're going to pat you down at the door. Okay, y'all taking it now. You want to be funny about it too soon. It's
Wait,
too
can
soon.
I speak for me though?
Y'all,
me and BLAQ was good. Me and BLAQ had no issue until your review. And I will keep it clear. Now me and BLAQ were probably never like we were before, but I didn't have no issue with BLAQ.
Folks watching, I have reviewed every episode of the season. I don't know anything behind the scenes. I review to what's on camera. So what was it in the review?
It was, I would beat your ass for me. I'm just like, it was very much like, why are you doing this? Like, we
first
talked.
you said nobody on here and beat my ass. First of all, that's not what I said.
That's what I saw respect. Like, I'm gonna see it for you. I'm not gonna go back and forth on Instagram. I don't do that.
And that's perfectly fine that y'all don't.
Like,
my thing was the fact that when we watched the last episode and you did, because I didn't fully watch it until I really watched your review.
Okay.
And it was the coming from my daddy for me. Like, you not taking accountability. This man has told me several times, BLAQ, you were wrong. Mm-hmm. You were wrong. And I told him, Daddy, I understand that. I do. Because I don't know what this man been through in his past. Right. But clearly it was a trigger. And I understand that. My thing is, when I apologize, I meant my apology, Terrance. I really did. And I'm so sorry. I don't know what you dealt with in your past. I am sorry. I done said it 1,000 times, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I am sorry. I am so sorry. And I just don't, I'm the type of person, after I apologize, friend, I know it may take you a minute to get over it, but I just don't want to hear about it again because it takes me back to that place. And I'm like, okay, I apologize, bro.
I get what you're saying. And yes, when we had to do the confessions about that, I personally didn't want to go back to that place.
Right.
But I had no other choice to. And it brought back the shit that I felt. The thing that pisses me off is that you cannot depict when somebody can get over something. If you do something to hurt someone, you gotta let that person ride through that shit. The only reason why it was talked about again because we're doing a show and people bring it up. So you're gonna talk about it. You're gonna be like, well, how did it affect you? Or how do you feel about that? And for me, the reason, and let me clear this shit up now. The reason why I felt some kind of way, I didn't give a fuck what was on that goddamn audio. I could care less because I could own the shit that I say, when I said it, how I said it, who I said it about. My thing is that when in my past relationship, in my old home, I was disrespected not once, not twice, but multiple times. So I'll be damned when I got a new home. Yes, I'm saying it. Home, house, home, house, my house, your house, everybody's fucking house. My thing is that you cannot negate the fact that I felt some kind of way. No, and the thing is, another thing that pissed me off with BLAQ is that I thought he wanted to build a friendship with me. I was open to that. Let's ride out. But the thing is, I think the part that get me is that he never once said, well, what is it that triggered you for you to lash out like that. He never once said that. He just apologized for it. And I accepted his apology, but it's still good. You cannot negate the fact that somebody got to take time to get over something.
Okay, Terrance.
You can.
I get that.
You can. And that's the part that bothered me about
I never negated the fact that it took time. And I just clearly said that I understand
you
that.
did because you said it kept coming up.
Can I finish, please? I never negated the fact that it was going to take you time to get over it. I just said from my standpoint, respect my feelings on that too. I said that I didn't want to hear about it again from my standpoint. My thing is, when I apologized to you, could have told me. I didn't think to ask that question. I didn't think to ask, okay, what was it that triggered you? I didn't think to ask that. Can I have that? I didn't think to ask that, Terrance. I'm sorry. I didn't think to ask that. I apologize because I didn't think about that.
Correct. So, and I'm just going to interject because I had a conversation with him and him about the situation. So the thing that I told the three of them, because I don't think we've already talked about stuff like this, but when you have friendships or you have new unionships, it's just like being in a relationship when you're meeting a mate.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of things that we assume or that we think that a person would know and they don't know. So I get exactly what he's saying, that he wishes that he would have acted. But even if they were like dating and something like this would happen, it probably would have happened the same way because he wouldn't have known to ask that question. Just like he didn't know that he wouldn't have known to ask that. So I told all of them, you have to understand that we all were raised by different people. We're all born different. Even twins don't think completely alike. So that's why I said this the other day. I wanted them to talk because I think that that disconnect was the pinnacle point that they didn't get, that he didn't fully understand what he should be asking him and he didn't fully understand what he needed him to ask. But after that, with the review,
it just
that turned into a whole nother situation because then he was like on 10, like I don't want to hear, because at first he was open to hearing it. And then when you said what you said on that, then he got to the point where he turned a deaf ear. But I did talk to them and tell them, because growing pains is a part of life. And people have to understand that you're never going to think the same exact way, be in the same exact space as anybody else, ever.
True.
So I really still want y'all to talk. I mean, as I say to both of y'all don't have to be friends, y'all don't have to get along, but just have an understanding, because y'all now seeing,
I already have an understanding.
Okay.
I see him for what he is.
And I definitely have an understanding of Terrance. And my thing is,
and what about Rodney though too? Like
I'm gonna get
because we got about 7 minutes just to be frank.
I'm gonna get to Rodney. My thing is, I understand Terrance. I understand that he has triggers. So therefore, for me to protect my peace, that's something that I need to stay away, because I've been healed. A lot of stuff that I done went through, I done got over it on my own. I'm good. I apologize, and I wish you nothing but the best. For Rodney, I still want to sit down and have that conversation. Whenever you are free to have that conversation, we can sit down and talk about whatever.
But the thing is, we did not have an issue. And I want to tell you that. We did not have an issue. What I don't like is, because people drag me in the comments. I feel like everybody got dragged me. I got no comments.
Everybody gets
So
mad.
why get mad at a person reviewing like we made a reviewer say what everyone else saw?
I didn't get mad.
You did, BLAQ. You dragged to beat my ass.
Listen, I didn't get mad at his review. I got mad at the fact, like I just told him, that it kept being brought up. That's something that I have to deal with again. Like
well, BLAQ,
said,
you wanted
this is
my
my
drama.
truth. This is my truth. This is my truth. That I got mad at the fact that it kept being brought up, and like he just said, it's a show. I didn't think like that at the time. I was just thinking that, okay, it keeps getting brought up. Why does it keep getting brought up? We've been filming this shit for 3 years. It keeps getting brought up. That's how I felt. That's my truth. That's just how I felt.
Well, this is my truth. Hold on, Terrance. I just don't know if I can just trust you, but
that's fine.
I just feel like in person,
my bag is
for
still
camera
being made.
time.
My kids are still taken
That's
care
not
of.
the first one in my life. I don't have to drag through mud to make myself look good.
I don't either.
I don't need.
I
wasn't raised
and
like
the thing
that.
is, I wasn't either. My thing is, I don't need that in my life. If you don't trust me, that's perfectly fine. My life still goes on. I sleep very damn well at night.
I do too.
Real quick, you have a quick question, and I want to ask Quon a question.
Yeah, so this is the thing. My thing is, you're saying that you didn't expect how he was going to react, how I was going to react, but you're the one that decided to do all of this recording.
Thank you.
From my thing is, if this is something that you decided to do, why didn't you think it all out to the fullest extent of how people were going to react to it, rather be good, bad, or indifferent? This is the problem that I have for you. I'm going to talk now. This is the problem
that cutting me off.
You've been talking for 20, 25 minutes. This is the problem that I have for you. The thing that about you taking, yes, apologizing is one thing, but taking accountability is another thing. You saying one thing is, oh, it was boring, and then you do it. And then you don't, when the repercussions come back on you, then you feel some kind of goddamn way. Then you should have never did the bullshit in the beginning.
Because that is actually something you said during the scene at the radio station, actually. When you were referencing Norris, you were just saying you feel that people need to take accountability for what they kind of put out there and reap what they sow.
My thing was,
and I think that's what he's saying.
I stood in it. Mm-hmm. I stood in it and I apologized for it.
You did not say it because you turned around.
Can I finish?
No, because I've been talking.
This man just started talking and now you talking.
I'm not done.
Like,
I'm not done. The problem is that you decided to do this. When it comes back on you, then you feel some kind of way. You went in the comments. You went in the comments and you called me out my name 3 times. For what? I never not one time called you out your name. And if I wanted to be a ratchet bitch, I could have laid your ass out to die in my motherfucking confessions, but I did not. Because what I was trying to do was give you, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. How you feel about it, and I don't care about. But I could have. But what I was trying to do was, I was trying to be open to building a goddamn friendship with you. But you decided upon yourself, off of some goddamn feelings, that you had some sensitive shit, that you want to call me on my name 3 times. That's why I don't fuck with you.
I'm going to tell you
That's why I don't fuck with you. You have a blessed life, sir. I don't fuck with you.
I'm going to tell you
because you're not a friend. Nobody's friend would do some shit like that. And I don't care what the fuck you say. That's why I got a fucking problem with you.
That's how you feel.
That's why I got a problem with you. Because I've been man enough to tell you what the fuck I did. I know you don't. Because that's who you are. That's who you are.
I got 3 fucking kids. If I want to play with anybody's child, I play with my own fucking kids. That's super fine.
So fine,
business is still popping. I'm still getting paid. It's whatever. You go to therapy. I don't. You go to therapy. I don't. You go to therapy. I don't. You need to stay on Twitter. That's what you need.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, sir.
Right.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, sir. Just like your ass can.
Sit down.
I don't understand stand up all fucking day, sir.
Hold on.
You be lucky to get to my ass, sir. You be lucky to get to my ass. You be lucky to get to my ass. You be lucky to get to my ass.
Baby, I'm not
You be lucky to get to my ass.
Gentlemen.
Because this man right here is older than me. So you disrespecting me, you disrespecting him.
I'm not. That's my dad.
Yeah, but you disrespecting our age, bro. You addressing my age, bro.
I said my age. I ain't said nothing about
Hey,
You
hold on.
address my age in the comments,
I said
bro.
mama.
You address my age in the
I said
comments,
mama.
bro.
Okay.
Sit your
Don't
ass
fuck
the
with me
fuck
about
down.
that shit, bro.
I ain't got to fuck with you at all. Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, don't.
Hey, guys.
You want drama, bitch? I'm giving it.
Hey, we got.
I'm giving it. You said don't keep it 100. I'm keeping it all the way 100.
Shut the fuck up.
All the energy, bro.
Can the host announce the intermission?
That damn shit.
You said what?
Wait,
Bitch, you sitting there looking like someone 18th century, bitch. Don't come on.
wait, let's just.
Fucking 18th century ass bitch.
I'm the type of brother sips on Moscato, not tweaking on no pills like I'm Demi Lovato. Me and my niggas getting turned like we won the lotto. I'm on some legendary shit, you can call me Paulo. Yo, tell me what's the fuss with the